Wondering what this is? This is the MMR. This is FJB's mini movie review. Hope you enjoy. Created by FJB, edited by FJB. Being a little bit ghetto right now, but I'm going to get it together. This is the first episode. Hey y'all. Welcome after that introduction. It's only made by me, by the way, if you didn't figure that out. Anyway, this is my first episode of the MMR. I'll be speaking for countless amount of minutes about selected movies that I have chosen to speak about. My focus on the MMR will be acting. We always like to reward basketball players, football players, all that stuff for stuff they've done. And then you have the Academy Awards where, you know, the high price people always get awarded. Well, I actually kind of want to steer clear of that, and I just want to do a clear rating on how they've done, what they've done. And if you've enjoyed it, that's great. And if you didn't, apologize for you. And I actually forgot to write my rating down, which is funny because I was thinking about that right before I pressed record. So, beginning. Very first episode is about Wonder Woman. I'm not doing this on the fly. I already had my predetermined M score, which is what I'm going to call it. I'm going to give M's. I don't do tomatoes. I don't do stars. I do M's. And it's usually for how much I was moved during watching that movie. And normally a 10 is past M. You just get that pure tingly feeling. So for starters, I would like to talk about the female role. Gadot, I believe how you pronounce her name. Very pretty young lady. The wardrobe for Wonder Woman, it was dead on. I mean, there was nothing really to complain about. Some of the background scenes were kind of off, but the wardrobe for the time period that they were doing was pretty dead on. And I'm not going to lie, I just love how superhero stories can be mixed with the history of the world, and I always like that dynamic about superheroes in general. I mean, you saw Batman go to Indonesia, different countries to gain knowledge about fighting. Well, in the Dark Knight series, so to speak. You see where Diana started. Speculated she came out of the Bermuda Triangle, which I actually like a lot. That was really cute. I was aware of comics, but actually sitting down and reading whole comic series was never my style. To be honest, the only thing I really grew up on reading was R.L. Stine. I love horror movies. But Diana, Wonder Woman, gal. I gave you 8.2 M's. Your wardrobe was fabulous. Your mannerisms about the character, the way you carried yourself throughout was pretty dead on. A few times watching the movie, I felt like your hands got lost, but your face movements were perfect. Your fighting scenes, that was actually pretty dead on. Again, there was a couple of times I felt like you were lost with your hands and what to do with them. So I just kind of did it on the fly. I'm not sure if you caught it, but I did. My wife always tells me, you look too much in the movies. Yeah, I always do that, which is one of the reasons why I'm starting this show. The male lead, Chris Pine, I believe it is. Chris Pine. Yeah, Chris Pine. Whew. Wasn't believable, dude. I'm sorry. I don't know if you were sick during the recording. I don't know if you didn't understand the character you were going into. The only thing I bought, which is the reason why I gave you 4.1 out of 10 M's, I actually bought you as a really good liar. I honestly felt like when you told... Oh, spoiler alert. His name was... Let's see. What did I write down here? I forget the character's name. It's not that important. He didn't do that great. Steve. I didn't believe that Steve did that well in portraying his love for Wonder Woman. Even though she grasped... She grabbed it and she ran with it at the end of the movie. I didn't believe that... I didn't really believe that he loved her. His body language didn't express that he loved her except for that final act. And yeah, he was a spy and he was supposed to, but normally that one thing, love, that always eke through. I don't care how good of a liar you are. That will always break through. Sorry. Love will always break through, and they do it in every single movie. When you see somebody in love, it normally breaks through the general character to show that emotion. You never did that. And if that's supposed to indicate that you're a good spy, well then so be it. Even the moment you told her you loved her, your face did not read it. Your body language was... It's funny, you were going to kill yourself for the betterment of your team, and I didn't even gather fear. I gathered more confusion from your body language. Now, when you went ahead and you shot that gas up in the air and the plane blew up, I saw fear. I saw love right there in that moment. But the 15 to 25 minutes leading up to where you were supposed to show your love for Wonder Woman, which I had pretty much figured out when you danced with her after y'all took over that city, that you fell for her right then. We all saw it. But you physically couldn't express it. And that's what I mean by this is where I'll be judging. I hate that word, judging. This is where I'll be grading how your acting skills really are. Dude, you got good hair. You're supposed to be a pretty face. Hey, whatever, dude. Underrated performance. Man, I don't know if y'all was paying attention, but Dr. Monroe, Miss Poison, Elena is her name. I'm not even going to try and pronounce her last name. It's I am going to try it. Anaya. Elena Anaya. I gave her a 9.5 for her small role. And that's another thing about movies. Small roles never get any credit, rewarded, talked about in any single way. Her facial expressions for having a half a face. She had a half a face for a whole movie, and her facial expressions were better than the male leading character in the movie. She was awesome. I can't even explain how good she was. She showed pain. She showed emotion. Coming from somebody who was just supposed to show genius, and kind of like, she was supposed to show very little, but the little that she got was very strong. And she made her part. There were even times in the movie where you could tell she got emotional and she didn't even say a word. And I talk to my wife about this all the time. I say, look, they're not going to say a word, but that's a powerful conversation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you just don't know enough about movies. Or you should watch some more movies. That's what I recommend. I'm sorry, I'm a movie person. When I get into shows, there'll be like 18 seasons and between 14 and 16 episodes a season. Like, man, that's a lot of hours, dude. I want a compound story. 2, okay, hour and a half minimum. Any movie under an hour and a half, I don't know any great ones. And there's a reason for it. You can't tell a whole story in an hour and a half. But over an hour and a half, okay, an hour and 45 minutes to 2.5 to 3 hours, you can tell a whole story in a movie. And also, my shout out, I'm going to have to do this more specifically. I saw her and I said, is that her? Is that her? Now, I also have a sports show with my boy Daniel, but, you know, there's some things going on and we're trying to figure that out. But shout out to Anna Wolf. She had a very small part. Physically, she was wonderfully fit for the role. She didn't necessarily score very high. I'm not ever going to score the shout outs. I'm just going to basically just score I'm going to do the shout out for the cameos. This is one awesome cameo because this is possibly the greatest female boxer ever in the history of boxing. And this woman just kind of appeared out of nowhere. I don't know if it's her first film or not. Like, I love movies. I'm going to start watching underground movies. But I'm going to look it up. I'm going to find out and see if she's done any more movies. Again, I just want to do a shout out to Ann Wolf. You did your thing. Physically, you were absolutely wonderful for your part. You did your thing. You fought. You beat up the girls. You fought Wonder Woman for a minute. It was wonderful to watch. And as soon as I figured, I'm like, wait, that's the wolf. That's the wolf. And I'm like, hold on, that's her. And I'm like, I had to press pause. I went on my phone and I was like, that's her. I can't believe she's in this movie. Little stuff like that just jacked me up for a movie. So again, this is my first official episode. I don't have any pictures or aids or any of that yet. I plan on doing a little bit here and there. But basically, this is FJB. I love to talk about movies. As far as my score, I'm just write down what I had already wrote down so y'all can see it. I mean, I just realized when I record, that is really backwards. So anyway, 8.1. How about that? 8.1 M's for, and I just realized my whole introduction is going to be backwards as well. So like I said, I got some things to work out. I'm giving Wonder Woman an 8.1. I thought it was very entertaining overall. Like I said, I thought Wonder Woman was awesome. I really did. I thought she was awesome. The male leading role, dude, do your homework before jumping on camera. Your pretty face is not gonna sell you that far down the line, bro. Sorry. I'm not gonna say work on your craft because you are considered an actor. What I am going to say is if you're going to show up for work, don't show up sick. It's like you showed up sick and you ain't Mike, you ain't MJ, you didn't score 45 when you were sick. Again, underrated performances go to Miss Poison. And my shout out goes to the Wolf, Miss Ann Wolf. You guys were absolutely spectacular in this film. Physically, Ann Wolf and Miss Poison, Elena, you killed it. Killed it. I absolutely loved your performance. You got the underrated performance, and you got my favorite M of the movie. So again, my score is 8.1. Oh, this is a friendly, child-friendly movie. I would rate it PG-13. I'm sorry, anything with guns in it, especially in this time period where we have a lot of people around that are just misuse them improperly. If you talk to your children about guns and make them very aware about what's going on with guns and how to use them, how not to use them, if you speak to your children, then this is a wonderful film for your children to see. Especially if you grew up on comic books and you want to introduce that to your children, I think you should go ahead and do so. This I'm going to throw up on YouTube first, and then I'll be sharing on my Facebook page. Please smash that like button, subscribe, and of course, as always, you're going to love me either way. That's just going to happen. I have way too much personality not to do this. No, I'm crazy. Yeah. Take the kids to see this. Have a great night out. If it's still out, I'm pretty sure it's at the cheap theater in the yard that's near Pasadena. Call the $2 theater. It might still be there. I kind of doubt it at this point. It's really old, but this movie would be lovely to see on the big screen. That's one thing about me. I am cheap. I'm cheap. And you know what? I might go to a couple movies and then do like a little quick 2 to 3 minute, on camera after seeing the film, and then then go ahead and do a little quick something and throw it on. So like I said, I'm on YouTube. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'm not making no money off this show. I'm just doing it because I love it. So go ahead and subscribe anyway. This is FJB. Have a great day and holla.